The Biden news cycle continues, and this is to the great consternation of Democrats. Ladies and gentlemen, the last thing that Democrats want to be litigating right now is the Biden presidency. They have truly tried to memory hole this guy. They do not want you talking about Joe Biden. In fact, remember when Gavin Newsom was sharing images on social media that designed to compare President Trump to Democrat presidencies or something? And it's all stupid. It was just populated with lies. But the way Gavin Newsom would share these things, he would compare Trump to Obama. It's like, remember the last time we had a president worth respecting in the White House? And then we put a picture of Obama. Now, Obama's not worth respecting, of course, but isn't that really funny that Gavin Newsom just straight up memory hold Joe Biden like he didn't exist? Yeah, Biden was a disaster. A total disaster. Total disaster. So the last thing Democrats want right now is a full-blown Biden news cycle. The problem is the Bidens are very bitter about the way that they just got thrown out by the National Party. And so they're kind of screwing with the Democrats right now. Jill Biden just released a book that somebody wrote with her name on it, talking about her time in the White House. Again, that's populated with lies too, and it's frustrating Democrats to no end. And she just did a big interview, pieces of which we got on out of CBS last week, but the full interview appeared this weekend on CBS. And check this out. Here's Jill Biden blaming the White House medical unit for missing Joe Biden's supposed stage 4 cancer. Remember that stage 4 cancer? I've been asking about it all week. I was like, what happened to Joe Biden's stage 4 cancer? Nobody talks about this anymore. Is the guy dying or not? What exactly happened here? Here's an update from that CBS interview. Cut 15, watch.
So is it a big change? You know, you're in the White House and you're living kind of a quiet life in Delaware?
Well, it's not exactly a quiet life. I mean, we're still doing a lot of things, writing, traveling, speaking. But then we come home and this is our peaceful place. Let's put it that way.
But there has not been a lot of peace for the Bidens. Just 4 months after leaving office, President Biden was diagnosed with an aggressive form of stage 4 prostate cancer that had traveled to his bones.
Yes.
How's the president doing now?
He's doing well, but it was a shock. I mean, Rita, honestly, I can remember getting the diagnosis, and it was shocking.
Do you think that someone, when he was in the White House, should have discovered it, given him a test?
Well, you know, the doctor said that according to the American Urological Association, that men over 70 don't need a PSA, a blood test anymore, because it's a slow-growing cancer. I have to say, Rita, I do feel we had amazing care in the White House, but somehow that was missed.
So you're a little bit tense when it comes to his health, huh?
I don't know if the word is tense, but I think I'm vigilant.
Vigilant? She's just a liar. You know, so the thing is, it's actually impossible to know when Joe Biden found out that he had cancer or if it's even real. Everything about it is just unknowable. In fact, there was when the cancer diagnosis came out last year, a urologist who appeared on the cable network News Nation said Joe's probably lying, actually, about when he discovered the cancer for a million reasons. Look at this. Watch.
Well, I think that's yet to be seen. I mean, it would be very surprising, like I said earlier, for him to have prostate cancer at Gleason 9 spread to bone without without being neglected medically. So the fact that he was seen medically every year, it's just very surprising. I mean, his PSA must be over 50 at this point, if not a lot more, just because of bone mets, is a sign that it's very aggressive and spreading to other parts of the body. So I think there's definitely evidence that he probably knew about this for a while.
I think this is coming to a head. I think there's something about this is going to come to a head. And the reason I say that is this. So Jill is now on the record blaming the White House medical unit. It's your fault. And of course, remember who they made the White House doctor? It was a family friend called Dr. Kevin O'Connor, who clearly was involved in the cover up of Biden's health. But it's not just Kevin O'Connor. It's like the whole team that worked at the White House. You're telling me nobody detected this cancer? And now she's blaming them? He was the president of the United States. He was one of the most attended to medically people on planet Earth. And yet everybody there on the team missed it. It just boggles the mind. It's beyond belief. And so I think at some point here, what you're going to do is you're going to get some of these medical people that were attached to the White House medical unit coming out and telling the truth here. Kevin O'Connor already pled the fifth when he was hauled before Congress. But at some point, their careers are on the line if they're being accused of being crappy doctors and medical people by the former First Lady of the United States. So if Democrats were hoping this thing would go away, I don't think it's going away. I think it's going to get more interesting and more scandalous very, very soon, actually. Jill Biden just said, also in that interview, she was asked about the moment that the Democrats got rid of Joe. The Democrats decided to get rid of Joe Biden, and Joe had to call Kamala to let her know. And Jill, you can tell, has such a loathing for Kamala Harris. She admits she had to walk out of the room as Kamala instantly started making it about herself. Watch this.
So he decided that he was going to drop out.
That's right.
It was Sunday, July 21st, 2024. Before your husband made the announcement, he called Vice President Harris to tell her what he had decided. And you said almost as soon as he gave her the news, she demanded that he endorse her right away. Mm-hmm. And did you think something was off about that?
I'm sure she thought about it. It wasn't like a call out of the blue. I'm sure with everything happening at that time, it had to cross her mind. So I think that's.
But when you said it was back and forth because she wanted him to endorse her at the same time he announced that he was dropping out, and he wanted to just make the announcement of the dropout first, right?
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
You said you even walked out of the room because it got too tense, maybe?
Well, it was just, I'm telling you, it was so hard. This is what Joe had worked for all his life. He loved being a statesman. He loved the job of helping the American people. And to give it up, Rita, he did it for over 50 years of his life. That's a long time. And so at some point, when all of this is going on, it gets a little overwhelming. And yes, I had to walk out.
She wanted the power. It was always about Jill. It was always about Jill. She wanted the power.